Hello everyone and welcome back. I am Bree Busy. You can call me Bree, and today's video is going to be a little different. I did not create this intentionally as a voiceover video for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, but the first part I recorded here actually did not capture any audio either from the game or from my voice, so this is what you'll be getting today, but I will try to make it as entertaining as possible. And I gotta say, I have not been this excited for a game since Elden Ring came out, and that says a lot because there's been a lot of really good games that have come out and have been a lot of fun playing them, etc. But this game was just at the top of my list since I played Breath of the Wild or replayed Zelda Ocarina of Time. I think these games are fantastic, and I just knew I was going to have a lot of fun with them, and I knew a lot of people were going to have a fun playing along with me. Going into this, I'm so happy that I stayed pretty oblivious to the story of the game and what they were going to do with Tears of the Kingdom, because going in spoiler free and oblivious to what was going to happen made the experience so much better and so much more exciting, except for a couple of the gameplay trailers that I caught a glimpse of a few months ago with different mechanics of the game. Otherwise, I'm just really happy that I had no idea what was going to happen, because this next few parts were just absolutely amazing to me, and I think some of my favorite parts yet in the game. Now, if you've been part of my channel for a while, you will know that I love a good villain. The character design, the overall dynamic of him or her or whatever, and how they introduce themselves. This scene right here was so exciting, and I have not been surprised by a villain in a long time, or even just a character design in general, or just the character being introduced. I believe this is supposed to be another version of Ganon, but I might be wrong. And this next shot right here where he looks at Link and Zelda, oh, that was so good. I think that's probably one of my favorite shots so far. The chills that I got through my whole body when this was happening, amazing. I think this whole cinematic scene right here, I would give 10 out of 10. I really loved it. It made me so excited to play this game, and it gave me so many questions as well as the scene continued, and you didn't know what was going to happen to Hyrule, you didn't know what was going to happen to the castle as it's being lifted up out of there. But yeah, overall super excited. This was a really cool sequence of events happening at the beginning of the game, making me understand what was going on and wondering, what is Zelda and Link going to do? What's going to happen with the tears? How are we going to get in the sky, etc. And I just knew this was going to be an amazing, absolutely 10 out of 10 game. So now we wake up in a strange place after we fail to get Zelda and she completely disappears. We also wake up with new tattoos and a brand new arm that is talking to us. At first I thought it might be the sword talking to us, but I soon realized that it might have been the arm that pulled us out of the rubble. And our poor decayed Master Sword. I just hope we can fix it later because, just look at it. It's horrible. So we started making our way out of the cave. This weird technology is around us. We have no idea where we are. And all I could think is, I don't care. I'm super excited. When can I fight some bad guys? I'm so ready. But there was no way we were going to be able to fight some enemies without some clothes. Thank God for that leg wear. Now we have some clothes on us, we can go exploring without scaring the locals. But the first thing we did was go skydiving, which surprised me because I know we don't have our paraglider, and we could die. But it was very exciting, and the title came, so that was nice. That meant this is what was supposed to happen, and we were all good, and there's a dragon and pretty clouds, and all things are good in the world except for the ground coming in pretty fast. But you know, we dive and we stick it pretty well actually for our first time, so it was very nice. And then we go exploring right away. I actually found this weapon early game pretty awesome. I don't think anybody else has found this yet, so let me know if you found any other weapons like it. I then went over and grabbed my Nintendo Switch to get ready for the rest of the game. I actually found my first enemy and finally got to fight someone, and I did win, so that was exciting. 2 more enemies sadly found me, and yes, they poked me a few times, but I was easily able to kick their butt and then move on. But once I got my bearing, found some food, fought a few more enemies, I found my way to the Temple of Time where I was supposed to go. And once I headed up there, I realized I had to fight one more guy. He was a little tougher because he had a shield and stuff and a different kind of sword, but I was able to practice a little bit and eventually got to kick his butt too and take his sword. I was super excited. We were finally going to get into the temple and see Zelda, but no, we were denied entrance. And then suddenly we heard the voice again, turned around, and it actually belonged to this spirit-like being. He kind of looked like a mix between a goat and a cat. Rao, his name was, and he was actually really cool looking. I actually really like him a lot. And what Rao told us was we actually had to go find these shrines. Each shrine that we found was going to give us power back in our arm as well as new abilities. And as we reached our first shrine, I was really curious to see exactly what kind of abilities that we'd be obtaining. Rao met us at our first shrine where he told us that we would be gaining our power finally, and the power that we actually got was called Ultra Hand. Ultra Hand, I think, is a lot like the magnet ability that we had in Breath of the Wild, except for it doesn't just apply to metal things, and we also get to build almost anything we want. I'm really excited to see what we're going to be able to do further on in the game. But once we got our Light of Blessing, we were able to leave and go to the next shrine, where we were able to use Ultra Hand a few more times. But once we got to the next shrine, we got another new ability called Fuse. This one I was super excited because I knew it was able to fuse weapons together to make new and amazing things. My favorite being the boulder rock thing that I just made. It was absolutely phenomenal. And we got our another Light of Blessing. And let's just say I was having the time of my life using these new abilities and these new challenges coming up onto our next shrine. I was having so much fun fighting enemies, building things, building carts and boats, and heading up the mountain and just being so excited to find our new ability eventually at our new shrine. We also got to learn a little bit about the Zonai devices, which I'm still a little confused about, but I think we'll be able to learn a lot more as we continue and probably make some really exciting things. But finally, we were able to get our third shrine and our third new ability, Ascend. This one is completely new to me. It took me a minute to really understand that we were going to be able to move through objects like that. And once we got our Light of Blessing, we were able to move on. As Rao told us, we can now open up the Temple of Time. And we were on our way. Thank you guys so much for listening to this voiceover and watching some of my reactions and some of the gameplay that I got to capture for the first part of Zelda. Finally, we'll be able to continue on to some normal gameplay, but I appreciate you guys all being patient and awesome, and let's continue our Zelda Tears of the Kingdom adventure.